and what they're up to. The freedom movement is lost, I think, in a lot of variants of escapism. Okay, I'll name a few of these, and if I bore anybody's particular ox, my apologies, it's nothing meant to be offensive. The first one, I think, is the incessant theorizing that goes on in the freedom movement, especially about political philosophy. Anarchism, minarchism, Randian, Rothbardian, objectivist, libertarian, anarcho-capitalist, conservative, Republican. Who knows? Who cares? None of us are close getting there anyway right now. Okay? So this is a moot point. It's like trying to name the grandchild of an embryo and no one's even pregnant yet. You know, we're way ahead of ourselves. If we're going to get to a voluntary society, an agorist society, we're probably going to have to go through certain levels of sloughing off government along the way, wouldn't you think? We're not going to go from here to there. So we're going to probably have to go back to a Jeffersonian type limited government republic first, before we get to anything less government than that. Well, let's see how that works. Because there's always going to be some people that think a little bit of government with courts, Congress, and defense is necessary. But let's give that a try first before we spin our wheels endlessly about all these moot political theory arguments. I think it's wasting valuable time, which we don't have much of left. C.S. Lewis had a good quote on sort of this point. He said, "A sick society must think much about politics as a sick man must think much about his digestion. To ignore the subject may be fatal cowardice for the one as for the other. But if either comes to regard it as a natural food of the mind, if either forgets that what we think that we think of such things only in order to be able to think of something else, then what was undertaken for the sake of health has become itself a new and deadly disease." Okay, you see kind of the corollary there. He was not a libertarian or probably even knew of such, but he makes a good point about, you know, we think of politics and philosophy so we don't have to think about it eventually. Another form of